Good morning, friends. Once again, I welcome you on the lecture series of course Elements of Machine Design. We are in the lecture number 7. Up to this point, we have undergone the topic selection of anti-friction bearings and gears. In previous several lectures, we have understood the introduction about the bearings. What is the function of bearing? How bearings are classified? What are the different bearing materials? What are the properties of the bearing materials? What is the role of that properties while selection of bearing materials? How the bearings are classified? What are the different applications of the bearings as per the classification of bearings? We have also undergone the different terminology associated with the bearings, that is the static load, dynamic load, life of the bearing, Sommerfeld number, what is the critical pressure. We have also undergone the selection of anti-friction bearings from different manufacturer catalogs, how to select a bearing from a manufacturer catalogs, what are the steps that we need to consider while selecting the bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. Afterwards, we have undergone the topic gear, that is the next bit of the topic, gear sub-bit. We have studied the classification of gears, how gears are classified, what are the basis of classification of gears, what is the function of gear, why gears are preferred over the belt and rope drives, what are the two major functions of gear, that's why we are referring the gears as the power transmission element. We have also classified the gears according to the major classification. After classification, we have undergone the concept of beam strength of gear, that is the derivation regarding the Lewis equation. What is the concept of beam strength? That is the tangential load acting on the tooth. It is the ability of the material or gear tooth to sustain the tangential load. We have derived the equation of Lewis equation. And today we are in the last bit of this chapter, that is selection of anti-friction bearings and gears, that is the gear tooth failures. How gear tooth failure took place, what are the different causes of the gear tooth failure, how we can avoid the gear tooth failure, and what are the major sources which causes the gear tooth failure. So once again start one by one. The first gear tooth failure is the bending failure, means failure of gear tooth due to the bending, means induction of bending stress. As we have already understood the concept of induction of bending stress due to the tangential load, while deriving an Lewis equation, we understood the concept of bending stress, how bending stress gets induced in the gear tooth due to the action of tangential load on the tooth material. So this bending failure took place or takes place due to the induction of bending stress in the gear tooth. Because we have considered the gear tooth as a cantilever. While deriving in Lewis equation, we have understood how we can consider the gear tooth as a cantilever, because itself it acts as the cantilever. If the total repetitive dynamic load, means the load acting on the gear tooth, is greater, means this dynamic load is greater than the beam strength of the gear tooth. Now beam strength of the gear tooth means it is the ability of the gear tooth to sustain the tangential load acting on the gear tooth. If this beam strength of the gear tooth is more than the total repetitive dynamic load acting on the gear tooth, then there will be no failure. But if this total repetitive dynamic load acting on gear tooth becomes more than the beam strength of the gear, then the gear tooth will fail in bending, means due to the action of bending stress, and the gear tooth will break. Now how to avoid this kind of failure? as the main cause of this failure is the induction of bending stress due to the low value of the beam strength of the gear. So to improve the value of beam strength of the gear, we can increase or we can adjust the values of module and face width. Now we have understood the concept of the module and face width. The module is nothing but the ratio of diametrical pitch to the number of teeth on the gears, and face width is the width of the cantilever beam. That is the width of gear tooth. That is the small b. We are noting that with the small b. If we are going to increase this value, then automatically the beam strength of the gear will get increased. Because we know that the equation for the beam strength that we have derived, that is the Wt, that is the tangential load, is equal to the sigma b into m into pi into Lewis form factor y and into b. So if we improve the face width and module, then automatically the beam strength of the gear, that is the tangential load, capacity to sustain this tangential load will automatically get improved. If this beam strength is greater than the dynamic load, then there will be a no bending failure of the gear tooth. So to avoid the bending failure of gear tooth due to bending, we can improve the beam strength of the gear by adjusting the value of module and face width. So this is the first failure of the gear tooth due to the induction of bending stress due to the repetitive dynamic load. Now second failure is the pitting failure. Now this bending failure took place due to the action of external loading. This pitting failure, it is the surface fatigue failure. It is the surface phenomena which occurs due to the many repetition of contact stresses. Now this failure occurs when the surface contact stress are higher than the endurance limit of the material. Now we have already understood the concept of the endurance limit of the material. Now this endurance limit is concerned with the action of repetitive stresses. If that material fails at the value less than its endurance strength value due to the action of repetitive stresses, that is known as the endurance strength of that material. Now, if this surface contact stress means the stress which is caused due to the when two surfaces of the gear tooth comes in contact with each other. When this surface contact stress, what we can say crushing stress, pitting is nothing but the one of the crushing type of failure. When there is a crushing between the two gear tooths due to the prolonged period of contact between the two gear tooths, driver and driven, due to these two gear tooths, if these two gear tooths are in contact with each other for a prolonged time of period, then there is a possibility of the crushing, means contact stress will become more than the endurance limit of the material. Now this failure starts with the formation of pits, small holes, we can say pits, crushing. If we crush two materials, then there will be a pitting phenomena. Formation of powder, pitting means nothing but a formation of a powder. If this formation of pits which continue to grow, resulting in the rupture of the tooth surface, and there will be a failure of the gear. If two gear tooth, when they comes in contact with each other, then if this contact stress will become more than the endurance strength of that gear tooth material, then there is a formation of pits will take place, means formation of some small powder particles will take place, which will continue, which will result in the rupture of the tooth surface. Now in order to avoid this pitting phenomena, to avoid this pitting failure, the dynamic load between the gear tooth should be less than the wear strength of the gear tooth. Now this dynamic load which is acting due to the meshing of two gear tooth with each other, the dynamic load which is acting on the gear tooth should be less than the wear strength of the gear tooth, or what we can say should be less than the endurance strength of the gear tooth. If this dynamic load becomes more than the wear strength, or we can say endurance strength of the gear tooth, then there is a possibility of the pitting failure. So pitting failure can be avoided if this dynamic load between the gear tooth is less than the wear strength of the gear tooth. This is the second type of the failure which takes place in the gear tooth material or in gear tooth. Now third type of failure is the scoring. Now this scoring takes place due to the excessive heat generation when there is an excessive surface pressure. As we know that when two gear tooths, the tooth of driver and tooth of driven, or tooth of gear and tooth of pinion comes in contact, and if there is a excessive surface pressure is exerted between these two teeths, then there is a possibility of the excessive heat generation. As we know that when two moving materials comes in contact with each other, and when there is a high pressure is inserted on these gear tooth materials or between two materials, then there is a possibility of the excessive heat generation. This excessive heat generation takes place due to the high pressure, high speed, or if less lubrication is there. These are the three parameters which contribute to the formation of heat between the two contacting gear tooths of gear and pinion. If these three parameters we need to control, that is the excessive pressure, high speed, and if there is a low supply of lubricants, then there is a formation of excessive heat. Now it is a stick slip phenomena in which alternate shearing and welding takes place rapidly at high spots. We know that as there is a formation of heat spots, as there is a formation of heat between the two engaging gear tooths, now due to this heat formation, there is a chances of action of welding that takes place at certain points where there is a large amount of heat is generated. When these two teeth comes in contact, and if there is excessive pressure between the two teeth of a gear and pinion, then there is a formation of heat, and due to this formation of heat at certain points, not on all the surface of gear tooth, at certain points of the gear tooth, due to this excessive heat formation, there is a chances of welding will takes place. Means small spot will generate due to the welding action. This type of failure can be avoided by properly designing the parameters such as speed, because the main cause is high excessive pressure, speed, and lack of lubrication. Now we need to control these three parameters, that is the speed, pressure, and proper flow of lubricant. If we control these three parameters, then we can control the generation of heat, and if we can able to control the generation of heat, then we can control the formation of high spots. If there is no formation of high spots, then automatically there will be no scoring on the gear tooth, so that the temperature at the rubbing surface faces is within the permissible limit. So by controlling these three parameters, by controlling the formation of heat between the contacting surfaces of gear tooth, we can control the phenomena of scoring. So scoring can be avoided by controlling the proper lubrication, having proper lubrication, excessive pressure, and speed. The fourth phenomena which cause the failure of the gear is the abrasive wear. Now we are aware about the abrasive wear. When the foreign particles in the lubricant such as dirt, dust, or burr enter between the tooth, that will damage the form of tooth. When with the lubrication, as there is a lubrication between the two gear tooths, when that particles comes with the lubricant oil, that is the foreign particle, that is the dirt and dust like particles or burr, when comes with this lubrication matter, it will get engaged with the tooth, and which will cause the abrasive wear. This type of failure can be avoided by providing filters for the lubricating oil, or by using high viscosity lubricant oil, which enables the formation of thicker oil film and hence permits easy passage of such particles without damaging the gear surface. If less viscous oil, if we are using the less viscous oil, then these dirt particles will accumulate on the tooth surface, and if this dust particle, these burrs, this dust or dirt will accumulate on the gear tooth particles, then when these two gear tooths comes in contact with each other, then there is a possibility of the abrasive wear due to the action of load on that dirt particles. So to avoid this accumulation of the dirt particles, burr particles in between the two mating pairs of the teeth, we need to use the higher viscous oil, or we need to use the filters to have a proper filtering of the lubrication oil so that these particles can be removed. So simply providing a filter for the lubrication oil or by using high viscosity oil, we can avoid this type of a failure, that is the failure of the gear tooth due to the abrasive wear. And last step of the failure is the corrosive wear. Common phenomena due to the corrosion action. The corrosion of the tooth surface is mainly caused due to the presence of corrosive elements such as additives which are present in the lubricating oils. In order to avoid this type of wear, proper anti-corrosive additives should be used. Simple. This corrosive action will take place when these additives which are added in the lubrication, as there is a need of lubrication, we have to carry the lubrication to avoid the friction, to avoid the above type of the wearing phenomena. So with that lubricating oil, when we are adding some additives, that additives will cause the corrosion of the tooth material. So to avoid this corrosion of the tooth material, to avoid the corrosion of this gear tooth, we need to add the additives in the form of anti-corrosive additives, which will not going to cause the corrosion action of the tooth material. In this way, we can avoid the corrosive wear of the tooth material. So there are total 5 types of the failure of the gear. There is the bending failure, which will cause due to the induction of bending stress when the dynamic load is more than the beam strength of the gear. This pitting failure will cause due to the many repetition of the contacting stresses. When this contact stress will be higher than the endurance limit of the material, that is the endurance strength of the material, then this kind of a failure will take place. And this kind of a failure can be avoided by minimizing the dynamic load between the gear tooth and the wear strength of the gear tooth. Third type of the failure is the scoring, which is caused due to the heat generation phenomena. So heat can be generated due to the pressure, due to the high speed of the gears and improper lubrication. So the scoring failure can be avoided by controlling these 3 parameters, that is the excessive pressure, proper lubrication and speed of the gear. Then next is the abrasive wear. This abrasive wear causes due to the foreign particles which are coming with the lubricating oils and which are accumulating in between the 2 gear teeths. So to avoid this, we need to have a proper filtration of the lubrication oil. And last type of the failure is the failure of the gear tooth material or gear tooth due to the corrosive action, which will cause due to the additives which are added in the lubricating oil. So to avoid this kind of a failure, that is the failure of the gear tooth due to corrosive wear, we need to add some anti-corrosive element, anti-corrosive additives in the lubricating oil. So in this way we can avoid the corrosive wear. So this is regarding the causes of the gear tooth failure and how we can avoid this gear tooth failure by taking proper remedies. So this is the end of the chapter anti-friction bearings and gears. Now only spur gear is there for your syllabus, so we have restricted our elaboration up to the spur gear. So this is the end of the chapter number 6, that is the anti-friction bearings and spur gear. I hope you have understood this chapter. I have also provided the notes to you. Please go through that notes so you can have any doubt you can ask me anytime. Thank you.